Thank you very much. Thank you very much to UDIA for inviting us today. Hank and I are part of a conjoint relationship between the University of New South Wales and Cox, which is a 3-year 50-50 partnership. It's a collaboration of practice and research where each side is equal. Now, firstly, the challenge today. The topic of connected cities led us to reflect on what were the real challenges that faces us in industry. In many ways, our industry is not connected, it's highly fragmented and inefficient. We deal with an astonishing array of disconnected government departments, I don't know how many government people there are today, agencies and increasingly community groups. There's a plethora of controls, standards, and access to information we need is quite ad hoc and it's hard to find. There is a lot of data around, as we know, that's already been discussed today. I think the other challenge for us in this industry is that community groups organise and advocate very effectively and efficiently through the digital media. We in the industry are behind the 8 ball in how this works in our view. So just let me paint a picture of what the status quo is from our point of view, all of us in industry. So if we take a typical situation, a developer's identified a great site. It's close to transport and shops, therefore very close to a lot of stakeholders. It has great attributes, trees, landscape. You go to council to find a raft of controls and reports, community submissions, the whole box and dice. You put in a DA and then the process starts. A long period of advertising, local groups organise through the internet, the media, protest meetings without really knowing what's proposed and they haven't seen your own studies or evidence. You know how this ends, either the Land Environment Court or very compromised outcomes that no one is thrilled about. It's a disconnected process and there's no trust built between the different groups. But things are changing. Current government initiatives, including e-planning and possibly the Sydney dashboard, are going to start integrating government data. There are more initiatives underway from other groups as well, but all of these are one way, which brings us to our proposal. Our proposal is to link this data and provide a feedback loop, allowing constructive stakeholder dialogue. We see an opportunity for the UDIA to be involved now and work collaboratively with government and others as a thought leader. Our idea is not to reinvent the wheel, but to build on these existing platforms with a feedback loop. Hank's going to explain how this will work.
Thank you, Philip. So to have feedback loop, we applied an iterative methodology in that kind of process. An iterative methodology to develop a homepage where, with the help of the UDIA members, we ask the members what kind of homepage they need, what kind of data they want to feed in there, and repeat that kind of process with policy and community. So the first kind of set would be a homepage for heavy data, planning regulations, larger things you want to do on your computer. The second way would be a mobile phone kind of app, more suited probably for the community. When the community sees certain kind of issues, have certain kind of issues, they immediately can respond and feed into the database to that kind of homepage. So let's go back again to the kind of case study that Philip explained before, what a better way would be. The first kind of stage would be the information phase. In the first stage, members of UDIA can feed information and data into the database, into the Urban kind of Pinboard, to build up a framework of knowledge. In the second kind of phase, in the transparent design phase, community users and UDIA members had a chance to do a design sketch. So the UDIA members could do a design sketch. The design sketch is transparent. And people can see that UDIA design sketch, so it's not really hidden behind kind of doors. There's an immediate kind of feedback loop from the kind of community that brings me to the third kind of stage. So the third stage is really the feedback loop phase, where the community and the developers together develop an idea and bounce ideas forward and backwards. So if the community wants to preserve certain trees, and the developer wants to have another kind of a floor space onto the high-rise building, that could be a discussion that happens in that kind of space before it goes into the fourth stage, the finalization phase. In that finalization phase, that kind of engagement, that interaction between the parties will be presented to Council for DA approval and will be approved. So the fifth stage is then really the smart transformation phase where everybody wins. The process will be quicker, the community will be happier, developers get their ideas through there what they need. So it's really a connected process that's innovative, informed and smart.
So to conclude and to focus on what are the benefits to the UDIA and how this might actually work, I think the first thing is that we're a proven team. We've had tangible results from cooperations over the last couple of years. This project is very progressive and it will demonstrate leadership. The project will elevate the reputation of UDIA members with government and the community. This project is achievable. It builds on existing technologies that both ourselves and UNSW are familiar with. Parts of these things have been done, but the feedback loop hasn't. We propose to do a pilot scheme with interested UDIA members to develop it together and pilot the thing, so the members who want to be leaders would join with us and we'd resolve the project in detail together. But there will be deliverables over a 12-month period, so this won't be a report in 12 months. This will be worked through. The pilot scheme can be talked about, presented at conferences, in the press and media. The idea is that this isn't a report at the end, but it's a whole series of things that can elevate the reputation of the UDIA throughout the whole process. Thank you very much.